breaking news came out today of a fight that will most definitely save the summer in the sport of boxing. Both Devin Haney and Vasyl Lomachenko agreed to fight each other next, as Devin Haney and Vasyl Lomachenko have been going back and forth on Twitter for a few days now. The moment Devin Haney called out Vasyl Lomachenko, which I already have dropped a video on that conversation, but recently, Devin Haney managed to corner Vasyl Lomachenko to face in his lies on requesting a franchise title to avoid Devin Haney 2 years ago, as Vasyl Lomachenko had no answer to who made the request if it wasn't him. However, the good news that came out of this is that Vasyl Lomachenko finally responded with what the fans want to hear by stating, "Are you organizing our fight?" A few moments later, Devin Haney responded with, "I'm free end of April or early May." A few hours later, Loma responded with, "This is standard time for preparation. I will be ready." And just now, Devin Haney posted on his Instagram his and Loma agreement to fight next. Then he tweeted, "Eddie Hearn is the best promoter in the world." So you guys could go ahead and get y'all popcorns ready, as this fight that all of the fans requested should be coming to fruition real soon. Furthermore, I'm going to have exclusive news when it comes to this fight tomorrow morning on Split Decision, as I have the pleasure to interview Bill Haney. Therefore, make sure you all tune in when I do go live by clicking on the notification bell. For the moment in time, this is the conversation I had with Bill Haney on Split Decision last episode, prior to Lomachenko last couple tweets. This was around the tweets where Lomachenko was telling Devin Haney, "You haven't fought anyone and you a male champion."
Their machine is big enough that they can start this email shit, but they're the biggest email champions that petition to, instead of fighting, I think you petition to fight, not petition to not fight, right? So they're saying Devin is petitioning to fight Lomachenko, which makes him an email champion, but they're petitioning not to fight him, both Lomachenko and Teofimo Lopez. So who's the real email champions? Because Mauricio says,
how did you choose Lomachenko? Because
I did not choose him. He requested, Canelo requested. So we sent out a vote and we analyzed his history.
Ooh, Canelo and Lomachenko requested?
Absolutely.
Ooh, you just made headlines.
Lomachenko.
You just made headlines.
Lomachenko, top rank, requested. And let me tell you, we analyzed the request. Top of the top.
Define the franchise belt. Can you define it?
The franchise is not a belt. It's not a championship. It's a designation given to elite, unique fighters.
The franchise designation, Devin Haney, he went back and forth with Vasyl Lomachenko. Devin asked, "Where the fuck is Loma?" And Loma responded, "I'm here. I'm waiting on you cowards to fight each other." That's what Loma said instead of asking to fight. What's your thoughts on that?
Well, Devin has been vocal about it. He was in the ring. He called him Lomachenko. He knows that we petitioned the WBC to fight him. He doesn't have a belt. If he responds on Twitter and everyone goes crazy, but then you don't hear the promoter and him aligned with making the fight the way that you hear Eddie and Devin aligned with making the Ryan Garcia fight. So until I hear it with that they are on a united front and Lomachenko is willing to come over and ready to come over to the zone and make the fight, I think he's just talking. You know, Bob Arum really confident in Lomachenko, because when Lomachenko had the opportunity, he took a year off. He took a year off and made us go the route that we're on. You know what I mean? He made these problems. It wasn't that the WBC, because Arum and Loma looked in the rule book and requested the franchise designation. So to come back now and say that you're waiting on what? What are you waiting on, my man?
Loma, he also said, well, he took a page out of Tio's book by saying you haven't fought anybody instead of saying, let's fight. Now he referring to what Tio be saying and what Ryan and everyone else be saying.
Well, he's in the world, you know what I mean? He's number, I believe he's number 3 in the 135-pound division is Tio. It's Javante. It's Lomachenko. So it's not about who has he fought. He's in the position just like all of the other 14 or 15 fighters that he fought. And who did he fight when he got a shot at the world title? You see what I'm saying? In 1 or 2 fights, right? So it wasn't about that for him. So why do you change the narrative when it comes to Devin? The Lomachenko team, he's been on bullshit since he lost to Teofimo, making up excuses and all the shit. Well, now, my man, you're in a position that you got to work your way back up, just like Devin had to work, and nothing is being handed to you, on a silver platter. If you want to come and get it, come on and get it. But stop all the bullshit. Devin has been one to fight. Devin wanted to fight you to have his opportunity to shine, and you neglected that for him. You know what I mean? So now to come back and say that who has he fought once again when you know he's the world champion and you don't have a belt, it's blasphemy. That's the most disrespectful thing, is to then come back and say that he's a coward when he called you Lomachenko and he called you out, right? And then for him to say that he wants to fight you, then you ask, who has he fought? And you call him a coward. There's just no respect for the boxing game whatsoever. Devin didn't call him a coward, right? He spoke the facts and said that you vacated the belt. In his own words, Lomachenko actually said that he also vacated the belt. And they're saying that he vacated to do whatever that he decided to do. But was Devin a coward then, right? So why would he be a coward? Why is he a coward now? If he wasn't a coward then, right, what makes him a coward? So these guys say everything, but let's fight now. The respectful thing would have been, because Teofimo Lopez doesn't want to give you your rematch that you wanted to do. When you have an opportunity to fight again, to get back on the map, here you come with some bullshit. You talk about cowards. You talk about you're waiting on cowards. What cowards are you talking about that you're waiting on? Who are you waiting on? You see what I'm saying? And why are you waiting, right? Why are you waiting? Why aren't you in the office with Bob Arum and we're strategizing and trying to make this fight happen? Why are you talking about on Twitter about Devin needs to do something else? If Devin holds the belt for you to get back in the game, why are you questioning him about who is he fought? It just doesn't make sense to me, Aki.
I mean, you coming with facts, Bill. Loma didn't fight with nobody to prove himself when he got the title shot opportunity against Alito. But Devin, he fought his way to the mandatory position.
Right.
And Lomachenko declined.
Abdulaev, who Bob Arum said that was the mandatory for Lomachenko. And I think, didn't I play it?
If there's a mandatory for Lomachenko, if he beats Campbell in the BC, that would be Abdulaev. And then Haney would wait his turn.
So you wouldn't make that fight, even though it's an attractive fight?
What fight?
I played it, right? So he said that. So Devin fought Zaur Abdulaev. And then we respected that. We called you out, right? We petitioned to the WBC, right? We did the things to fight you. And then for you to come back now and to say he's a coward, what makes him a coward? No one else was mentioning you then, just now. No one asked for you. Devin said, where the fuck is Lomachenko at? No one else said nothing, but you come back still with bullshit, right? Instead of actually being a champion and being a real man and talking about it and going behind the scenes. We know what fighter talk is, right? And then going back and saying behind the scenes, let's try to make this thing happen.
Why haven't anyone purchased the sectioning bodies that eliminate ducking and all these loopholes that enable top guys to duck? Any insight? Question mark.
I don't know about what that would mean about purchasing a sanctioning body or anything like that. But the thing that I know that Teofimo colluded in the sense of that's what the description that Bob Arum did, right? And when you talk about Devin, who has also been DMing Lomachenko, you know what I'm saying? And for Lomachenko to come out and says that he's waiting on what? We were waiting on a response from you in terms of wanting to fight. Then you come back and you say you're waiting and Devin is a coward. I think you're looking for an argument instead of looking for a fight. You know what I'm saying? Because if Kambosos them can sit down and talk about it, then why in the hell Devin and him couldn't talk about it? He has him in his DMs. He responded in the DMs, so he know that he has him. So when Devin says, where the fuck is Loma, right? Why not send him back and say, hey, okay, I'm here. I'm ready to go. Let's see, can we make this happen? But you come confusing and say cowards. You're waiting on cowards, right? What do you mean? When you're a challenger, or I wonder, has he ever been a challenger, right? I wonder, does he even know, how hard it is to be a challenger and to get to a world title, because he was given the opportunity as soon as he came in the game. So he knows nothing about the things that we've went through. He knows nothing about how it feels to be being called the things that Devin is being called, right? And the descriptions that's being given. He knows nothing about that because he never came in a game like that. He came in a game being given amateur accolades, credence to him being a pro, right? Which is totally different. You're supposed to come in and earn yours. So to say that we didn't earn ours is a direct contradiction to him, because you didn't earn yours to get a shot. But we respect positioning. We respect the fact that the position that he was in, we went through the proper channels. Devin said it after his fight that that's what he wanted to fight. He then petitioned to the WBC, got in a position, fought Zaira Abdullah, who Aram said was the mandatory, right? We got in the WBC tournament with Javier Fortuna, Teofimo Lopez, right? Fighters that people are saying are great fighters, right? With Devin as a young guy, younger than all of them, got in the tournament. They got out the tournament. Both Sampson has said that he's ducked Devin on numerous occasions. We didn't lose our position. When we got in the position, we were firm about it. We went down to Mexico City and petitioned on the same weekend, the same day that we petitioned to fight Lomachenko. Our petition was either give us the fight with Lomachenko or elevate us to full world champion, because we were already the interim champion. We're the interim champion the same way that Ryan Garcia is. So we did what Ryan Garcia should do, demand the fight with Devin. And if Devin doesn't want to fight Ryan Garcia, then he gets stripped, right? So that's what would happen. That's the legal ramifications of it, right? Instead of just taking being stripped and vacating the belt in the way that it's old school, right? This new shit came on, and you petition to say that you are the best, when technically, if you win a vacant belt, you have 6 months to defend against your mandatory, which in 1 year, it took him 1 year to fight Teofimo Lopez. So he could have, but he took the opportunity away from Devin, and then comes back later on and tweets something about a coward, when all we did was respect you, brother. All we did was say that that's the best fight that the people want to see, right? That's all we ever did with the guy. But for him to disrespect and to say that he's a coward, what makes him a coward? For asking to fight him. If everyone say he's the baddest motherfucker on the planet, if Bob Arum said you was the best since Muhammad Ali and all these other things, well, what makes him a coward for saying that he wants to fight? You see what I'm saying? So it's just all bullshit. And it's so much disrespect in it, right? And it's hard for us, coming from where we come from, to, coming off of these bricks of East Oakland, California, to get to a position of business and then to act like that. You know what I'm saying? We thought we were getting away from that kind of shit. It's just, like I say, brother, it's bittersweet, but I know that it's a great time to be in the Devin Haney business. We are pissed off. Make no mistake about it. We're not around here skinning and grinning and smiling about the shit, but we are patient in the sense of the Devin is 22 years old, and you know what I mean? The rubber is going to meet the road sooner or later.
That's why Devin Haney is the boogeyman, because when Lomachenko was supposed to fight his mandatory, I believe for the WBA or the WBO against Corolla, a guy with 6 losses and 3 draws, Vasyl Lomachenko,
a matchroom fighter.
You say he was a matchroom fighter?
Anthony Corolla is a matchroom fighter. He was promoted by Eddie Hearn at the particular time that Lomachenko defended against him.
Yeah, but when it was Devin Haney, all of a sudden now he's questioning the rankings. Now he's asking who he fought. And like my man on this super chat, my man just said, what doesn't Loma or Noma need a tune-up fight for if he fought for a championship in his second fight? So there's no excuse all around the board. Lomachenko fought for a title his second fight. He never proved himself, but he asking other fighters to do so. And obviously, Vasyl Lomachenko said that his dream fight is with Floyd Mayweather. And ironically, Devin Haney nickname is The Dream, and he happened to be Floyd Mayweather prodigy. But he's not interested in Devin, though. However, he interested in Corolla.
Anthony Corolla fought Lomachenko for the WBA and the WBO world title. Okay, so take a look at who Anthony Corolla has fought.
2 losses.
Both to Linares. And who did he beat? Hold on. Who did he beat? Who did he beat? He didn't beat anyone. Not one. Look, who did he beat? Who did he beat? He had a majority draw with Darl Perez. He had a draw again.
Yes, sir. We know what time it is. The
So,
facts always remain the same.
Man, that's just so disrespectful, man. You know what I mean? And their machine is big enough that they can start this email shit, but they're the biggest email champions that petition to, instead of fighting, I think you petition to fight, not petition to not fight, right? So they're saying Devin is petitioning to fight Lomachenko, which makes him an email champion, but they're petitioning not to fight him, both Lomachenko and Teofimo Lopez. So who's the real email champions? Because Mauricio says that the way that you get, Mauricio says, listen, I didn't do it. I'm trying to make things happen. I'm trying to make the fights happen to people in the interest of boxing, right? The guys petitioned, right? That then they would get the titles, right? And then that they do the right thing. But if you're able to petition to not fight, then you're able to petition to fight. And what I say is if you don't got a belt, why aren't you doing it the same way that we doing it, right? Why aren't you doing the channels and doing the shit the same way we doing it? That we did it to get there. You saying that, oh, how many times Devin went on the internet and said something about somebody? They don't recognize it. Devin been saying something since the boy Robert Easter was a champion, right? They don't pay no attention, right? Right? They say you got to get in a position. Lomachenko, when we did say something about Lomachenko, he said you got to get a belt. Well, we got his belt, right? We had the interim. He had the belt, right? Just the same way as Devin, same way as Ryan Garcia. But these people, some people enjoy piss on top of their heads. They're pissing on your head and telling you it's rain. You acting like you enjoying it. You acting like it's really rain because Devin was the same thing that Ryan Garcia is. Why didn't you give Lomachenko a hard time? It was the same exact process. And he, according to him, emailed Top Rank and asked to be a franchise champion and not fight. So what does that mean? If somebody gives you an award and says, okay, you're the best fighter in the world, so now you're not listening to the people, right? So conveniently, now are you listening to the people, right? When you wasn't listening to the people then. It's just some bullshit, my dude.
You cooking, Bill. You cooking.
I gotta slow down. I gotta calm down because
you cooking. You cooking. No, we need the real trill, Bill.
I'm here matching energy and calling them on their shit.
You putting the truth together like puzzle, Bill. That's what you doing. What's your take?
Do you believe at 20 years old you're ready for that type of challenge?
I think you said his name wrong. It's Lomachenko because he doesn't want to fight me. But it's I feel like I'm ready for the fight. This is the WBC mandatory. So Lomachenko, come on, man, let's get this fight going.
A lot of guys have said they want Lomachenko. You're the next on that list.
Lomachenko.
My mistake.